Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. We are back for some VS Masters gaming this evening. We have got XD versus Sin5. I'm Jabba, joined by Tyrox, and we have got a pretty decent game sitting before us. As it goes, a little bit of information that I've been told is Sin5 had a little bit of a rough game against Banner Brothers, but XD ended up taking them to the slaughter. So now we've got these two teams going head to head. Gonna see how they go. I feel Sin5 is a little bit of a favorite, but you go ahead and break it down for us. Tyrox, take it away.
Well, gladly doing so. I mean, I love XD just because of the big fresh start that they brought into the Dota scene itself. I mean, we're looking 2 years ago where they actually won DGC Masters, and they just had such a powerful pushing lineup, and their strategies were so current with the meta. They really had good ideas in front of him, and they were very good at executing them. So I really like XD. Sin5, like you said, is the favorite in this all, but I do think that it's not going to be an easy matchup for either teams.
Well, something that we normally see is teams normally band out the Meepo against Hunter, or at least against XD. This time around, not even deserving a ban just yet. Maybe it's not so strong in this meta. But before you answer that, let's just go through the bans and picks, because they have come in thick and fast, even though we had a very slow banning phase. So for XD, they've taken out of the pool the Night Stalker, the Ancient Apparition, Husker, DP, or the Death Prophet, as well as the Viper. For the side of Sin5, they've banned out the Nugger, the Dark Willow, the Disruptor, Bristleback, and the Terrorblade. Their pickups are as follows. For XD, gonna have the Tusk, Keeper of the Light, Dragonite, and on the other side of the coin is going to be Sin5. They've managed to get themselves the Chen, Gyrocopter, Sand King, as well as the Bane. And this has been a really quick draft. You're going to have to break it down really quick for us on how you see things panning out here.
Ooh, wow. I mean, that Tinker pick is just really global presence for Tinker himself. Sin5 got a lot better team fight. I mean, you got the call down from Gyrocopter. You've got the Rude Sandstorm from Mr. Sandkey himself. You've got the Nightmare for Bane, so it can very easily lock down, for example, Dragonite on XD side, who isn't really he's gonna shine. As soon as he gets that level 1 Dragon form, he can push towers, he can do a lot of damage early on. And I really think that both these teams are favoring a quick pushing game. So early pushing, you're going to have Shane from Sin5, who's going to be grabbing some creeps, pushing out a couple of lanes, just keeping the creep equilibrium in his favor. You got Bane, who can just he's just sapping life out of anyone he sees. It's gonna be a fast-paced game, a fast, early-paced game.
Well, looking at the draft at the moment, so now we've got the Tinker that will probably be playing the mid lane. Dragon Knight, safe lane core here for the side of XD. Not often we see the DK sitting in the safe lane. What they may decide to do is put Dragon Knight in the safe lane solo and run an aggressive try. But we'll wait and see what they decide to actually do, The Chen, we spoke about it in the last game, in the previous VS Gaming matchup, is that the Chen is just going to grab those netty creeps. And I just wanted to say netty creeps again, because I really want to make it a thing. I really want to make it a thing where he's going to grab that netty creep, run to the mid lane, throw the net down, catch the Tinker, and then punish, let them punish the Tinker. Well, looking for the side of Sin5, they've got their core, they've got their Sand King, going to be playing in the off lane. Chen's going to be the one visiting the junk quite often. Bane going to be the core support. Sin5 looking for their mid hero. What is it going to be up against the Tinker?
Ooh, I mean, Tinker's going to have so much spam ability, depending on the build he goes for. If he's going March the Machines, then I really think more of a survivable, maybe a Death Prophet up in the mid lane.
She's been banned. She's banned. So now it's...
She is banned. It is unfortunate. She would have done quite well just keeping her HP pull up and just allowing that spam against Tinker. Because once it gets to Boots of Travel, it's a different story. But I think Sin5 have got a very nice counter towards Tinker. I mean, look at the continuous lockdown they have. And Queen of Pain is going to be the mid to go up against Tinker. I do like it. I think that Queen of Pain is going to struggle a little bit with HP, just raw HP. But played well, we all know Queen of Pain can be disastrous to deal with.
Well, I mean, looking at the last three bans from XD, they definitely don't want to ensure Cloud having a successful mid lane. I mean, they banned out the DP, they banned out the Viper, as well as the Storm Spirit. So just ensuring that Cloud does become a big factor in the part of their game is super important. We've got, I do like the gang potential from both teams. You've got the Chen sending out those creeps, as well as the Tusk being played by Fury. Is going to make it really difficult, and those observers are going to be so crucial in the early parts of the game to make sure that those ganks don't happen.
Definitely so, but you've got Scarnet. There's a lot of setup potential for the side of Sin5, although XD have a lot of pushing power. I'm like, early game is going to be prime time for XD. They can push very hard. All Tinker essentially needs is 1 or 2 levels, and he needs to get his boots of travel, and he's going to put so much pressure on them that they're gonna have to rotate at least 3 heroes to keep him locked down. Otherwise, he'll just get out of dodge. It's gonna be a tough game for both sides, but I really think a lot's gonna be decided in this first 15 minutes.
Well, like the game has begun, and like you said, we're going to see how things do pan out. So for those of you that are just joining us in game or on stream, I am Jabba, joined by Tyrox, and this is going to be XD versus Sin5. We do have a stand-in for the side of XD. Where one of the players could not make it, so Mr. Hello Baloo is going to be our stand-in. Sorry, correct me. I'll stand under correction. It's going to be Rock Lee is going to be the stand-in, and Hello Baloo is actually part of the main core roster. So with that said and done, let's go through the introductions really quick. We have got Rock Lee, old man Rock Lee. He's one of the elders of the XD clan. We've got Hello Baloo playing our Kotl, Keeper of the Light. In the mid lane, going to be the Tinker being played by Cloud. And our bot lane is going to comprise of Hunter on the Lycan, or the Lycan Hunter. It just seems so fitting. And Fury playing our Tusker.
Are you affiliated with someone named Caitlyn while they're referring to me? Because I don't think that's... But anyway, Jabba and Caitlyn, good job. On the, on the side of Sin5, we've got Dodendow on the Bane, actually sitting there in the bottom lane for now. We've got Adestam on the Pretty Queen of Pain. We have got Aghanim, Pos1 Aghanim on the Gyrocopter. We have got Trax on that nicely kitted out Sven. And last but not least, we've got
Sven?
Scarnet on Sand King. Sven, I mean Chen. There's
Chen.
CH. Sorry.
Chen, Sven. All of a sudden he moved from Russian to like almost to Chinese. Oh wow, he's going to send a creep back. Look at this. He just sent a creep back to base. Chen, that is super sneaky of you, my man.
That's very nice tactics. I mean, that's gonna be easy for him to. They can't really. The equilibrium is just gonna be set off nicely now, and that's gonna help their tri lane just push out, and it's gonna take a lot for the side of XD to pull this equilibrium back to their favor.
Well, I mean that is something that I've never noticed actually from a Chen player before. So we'll see how it actually pans out, if it actually turns out to work in Sin5's favor. At the moment, it is going to be just a dual lane here for XD going up against this aggressive try from Sin5. Dodo and Die trying to close the gap here. Has actually taken the Nightmare first. They're going to get the Nightmare down onto Hunter. The Rocket Barrage is going to be good, but there's the Ice Shots actually causing a little bit of problems there for Hunter, and he's going to go down being first blood. Dodo and I picking up a nice little chunk of money there.
Very nicely played. I mean, a lot of damage coming out, but I do think those Ice Shards made just the extra 20 units that like an add to walk was just enough to force him into, or just the amount of damage to coming out. But again, I mean,
there they go again.
Fury.
Nightmare into Rocket Barrage. It is into Homing Missile is just an absolute devastating thing to deal with, and
the
so far
that's something that we haven't looked at, is the synergy between Gyrocopter and Bane.
Oh, that's why you're here, my boy. That's why you're here. You're gonna break it down for us.
We'll break down the specifics. You've got the Nightmare, which puts a hero to sleep and allows Aghanim to set up the Rocket Barrage, which is extremely powerful in the early game. In the start of the game, it's almost one of the, I could doubtably say, one of the best abilities for just pure damage. The Homing Missile is a nice setup as well, but it's really, really good setup potential with that alone. And Oh, a bit of a rotation back in. Rockley actually dropped down to the bottom lane with Hullabaloo. They did give it to Fury and Hunter, the top lane. So the Lycan and the Tusk, they decide to rotate top because they're not really. Scarnet is the only one that's contesting there.
He's also really good offlaner Scarnet, but they decide to rotate Aghanim into the top lane. Here comes the homing missile. Caustic Soda slowing him down. The Ice Shard is actually causing a bit of a problem there for Fury. Can't help out his teammate Hunter, and his brother is going to go down. These two are brothers, and he's going to just have to suck it up. But Hunter going to actually get away. Aghanim maybe changing targets a little bit too soon, as that wand just keeping him alive. But in the meantime, mid lane looks like a little bit of a gank rotation coming in. Dota and Traxian. And they actually find Cloud here in the bushes, in the trees. He's trying to hide it out. Getting closer, Dota and Da. The fog is a little bit of a problem for him at the moment. Doesn't see it. But I do see Lycan in the top lane. We're quite low HP. We don't have homing missile or enough mana for homing missile just yet. Let's take a look in the mid lane again. We do see Dota and Da. Does he actually manage to make something happen? Negatory.
No,
We actually see Dota and Da. He actually moved top lane.
Yeah, he moved to the top lane. He's gonna help out Aghanim set up another kill against Hunter. And as that's all happening, we've got Trax just sitting here. There's the Chen, the Sven Chen, the Chen Sven, whichever one prefer. And he's just having a fun time just farming in the Radiance jungle, to be honest.
Well, they've decided to swap lanes again. They've sent Scarnet back to the off lane to play up against Rockley. And the Caustic Soda really does become a little bit of a problem against melee heroes. But the Burrow Strike does come out. Not going to do enough. But there's the Netty Chetty, baby. Just like I said, it was used on the DK, not on the mid laner, but still. The Netty Chetty was there.
The Netty Chetty was there. The Netty Chetty is almost dead. And needs to get sent back to just get some HP, because he's very effective. That net really is going to help when taking out the Tinker. But ooh,
mid lane though, the ball comes in. There's the Ice Shards. At a stamp, could be in a little bit of trouble here. And no, they decide to actually pull it off. Let's see what's happening in the top lane. The Rocket Barrage coming out. Beautiful body block coming in. Is it going to be enough? Pops the wand. One more rock click by Mr. Aghanim. Picks up the kill on Hunter. And the poor Lycan goes down again. It looks like the Hunter is becoming the hunted.
Very nice play on words.
I know. That's my job.
That is your job, is to get the play on words, the puns. Didn't I actually doing a very good job just keeping the rotation there. He's already put 2 stacks on this Vowel Assassin. He's gonna he's just gonna pull the creep wave now, just pull the equilibrium back to his favor, where Rockley is not really gonna enjoy himself. They're going to rotate Hunter back down to the bottom, and if the past 5 minutes is going to go by, Aghanim and Dota are going to be moving down to that bottom lane to counter him, because they're just putting so much pressure on them. And Scarnet actually being very brave right now. Ooh,
well, they do find Hullabaloo. There's the Netty Chet. He throws it down. Big problems here for the Coddle. And he goes down, bites the dust. Hunter retreating in the side bush here. He does run into Traxian, but here comes a whole bunch of an army that Chen has actually forced up here. Shards coming out, going to catch out the skeletons, but not enough to do anything on the Chen, but rather just protecting out Hunter, as he is not sitting pretty at the moment. His score is currently 0 for 2.
Really struggling right now. Hunter is playing Lycan, so it doesn't really need a whole bunch of items to be effective, but he does need that damage. And Rockley on the top lane, he's set up for the death. Is he going to be going down next?
Oh, beautiful time. Beautiful play on Rocket Barrage. They're just making sure the cooldowns do come off, so they can actually basically barrage him twice. Worked out beautifully for them, and picking up the kill. Now bot lane again. There comes the ball, but Burrow Strike out onto Hunter. They're going to try and see if they can turn around. Coddle is in the backlines, throwing out the Illuminate, but nice play on there on Ice Shots, forcing tracks through the jungle. Scarnet still trying to right-click down Hunt in the backlines. There comes Adistam, blows up the 2 players here from XD. The 2 brothers hit the deck, Fury and Hunter. And now we've got Hullabaloo trying to make himself out of there, as Chen was keeping him busy on the sidelines. And Trax surviving on, what is that, like 1/8 HP?
I'd say 1/7.
1/7, alright.
1/7. 1/7.
That's accurate, that's accurate.
So yeah, very good rotation from Adestam, honestly. I did think he was going to be held up a little bit longer in the mid lane, but it looked like Tinker wasn't rushing his boots straight away. He's taking it easy, getting his soul ring. He's gone for the 3 points in March, so he's not going for the rocket laser combo. He's actually going for the March of the Machines combo, which is the standard.
Here comes Rock Lee, cooldown being used, Rocket Barrage as well. Not enough matter for anything else, but a couple of right clicks may just be good enough. The Illuminates there lowering down the opponent's HP here, but not enough to be done by just the coddle.
Rock Lee is so powerful. I mean, the early game is perfect for Dragon Knight. It takes so much to bring him down. It takes a cooldown, Rocket Barrage, it takes almost everything that Dota and Die and Aghanim can have to their disposal to bring him down. And he doesn't really commit much either. It's just really that Dragon Blood early on is very, very powerful, and it goes to show. I mean, Lycan was melting under the pressure and the just pure damage that was coming out from them, and it takes them quite a lot more to bring down Rock Lee. So very nice. Unfortunately, not seeing the rotation that we wanted, but I think Scarnet isn't too concerned. They're still getting the pressure onto Hunter. Fury's not really having a good game at all. He's sitting with 2 CS, 1 last hit and 1 denied. That's a very tough start for him.
This is going to lead us into leaving the early parts of the game, as in the bot lane, the Cherry comes out, Burrow strikes Sandstorm, and Fury goes down again. Generally a relatively tankish hero, the Tusk, actually being sent to the slaughter. Oh, but here comes another Burrow strike under the tower. They're willing to commit for this, but the TP comes in here from the Tusk, throws out the Illuminate, but he has got debuffed there by that urn. He gets balled up. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? The Shard's keeping him in position and actually devastating poor Hunter as Fury actually traps him in there. I don't think he would have gotten away anyway, but nice send back there from Trax, just making sure that he does keep Scarnet alive on this Sand King.
That's actually not the first time that Trax has done that. He's been quite effective, and yeah, I really like he's keeping it safe. He's not really worrying too much. The Holy Persuasion's being used very effectively, and Scarnet's back. He's ready for some more action.
He's back. It sounds like a bad rap song. And he's back.
Like a bad rash. He's back like a bad rash. He's not going anywhere. He really is having a good time on this. He's not too far away from Hunter in terms of last hit. So a little bit of call out for wards. XD not really having that much in terms of mid lane progression. Well, ward progression, but Queen of Pain herself sitting with power treads, going for the Orchid Malevolence very early on. I mean, it is 10 minutes in. Iron progression is going to start playing to effect, and we're going to start seeing some good, some good items being built, some very situational items being built. What would make it towards XD.
What kind of timing can we expect BOTs out on the Tinker? I mean, we 10 minutes 30 in. BOT's still quite a while away, and I feel like maybe when BOTs are up, maybe things will start changing for XD. But at the moment, he's trying to farm as hard as he can.
I mean, he did opt for the Soul Ring and the bottle before starting the boots of travel. So I don't think he's really too concerned.
Well, in the meantime, top lane though, the Holy Heal comes out. Beautiful stun coming out as well, keeping Trax alive. Does earn himself up. There's the Illuminate just to cancel out the urn. TP, is it going to be good enough? But the fire from Rock Lee chooses the right spot and eventually brings down the Chen. But that forced out a lot of rotations from the side of XD. And now Hunter in the bushes over here has to let that tier 1 tower in the bot lane fall as Adestam and Scarnet just clean it out.
Very well played. And just looking back at the Tinker, because he committed so much, he was there, the TP constantly being pressured. It's interesting. I mean, he's not going to have it 15 minutes. He might have it 15 minutes in. Now, considering if he does get more involved in kills, what have you, he could be there. Oh, but Rock Lee in the mid lane, caught off.
Well,
he is...
There is the Enfeeble. They're going to just hold in there. The Fiend's Grip, sorry. The ball comes out, trying to find out Scarnet. Sleep is going to be used out. Adestam focusing down Cloud. March of the Machine's coming out, but not going to be enough as good old Cloud hits the deck. Now, Fury trying to get out of there. One more right click from Adestam brings him down. Scarnet trying to survive through the machines. He is alive for the moment, but there we go. Holy Persuasion sends Scarnet back to base once again. And Sin5 is sitting 1-14 after the 12-minute mark. I mean, do we even dare look at the XP and net worth graphs? Do we dare?
I mean, the XP.
I dare. I dare.
You should. It always. I mean, it's an 8,000 gold difference. XP is a little bit of a different story. You're hitting close to that 10,000 in the first 12 minutes of the game. But I don't think by a long shot this dictates the pace. We did say in the beginning that what happens is Rock Lee is actually, he might survive this actually.
No.
Cooldown is dead, he's as good as dead. Oh, there's just so much damage coming out from them right now. And I think they're caught in the wrong spot. This is not what he wants happening, but there's the teammates, there's the backup. Doden dies in the dodgy spot right now. If that snowball hits him, he could lose his life. It does hit him, he's going to get punched up. Yes.
Can he get the deny off? Oh, can he get the denial from Rush? Can he do it? Oh, that was so close. Doden died. Those ice shards just keeping Rush at a distance.
Very well played from Fury, knowing that he would have gone for the cheeky deny on Rashawn and just blocked him in perfectly. Sometimes they can have a little bit of a gap open, and you could see that Donadar was spamming on Rashawn to try and kill him, or try and pull him away, aggro him to get some, just deny himself, but unfortunately it didn't really work. Bottom lane is going down. Bottom lane power is going down, but Trax is being taken up. There's nice rotation. Trax could lose his life for this, and he melts under the pressure that XD are providing. Rock Lee is ready to fight right now. He's got his Elder Dragon right up, and I mean Scarnet has actually forced to pull back. He's got no chain to save him this time. He has to physically walk back to base, which hasn't happened much.
I think that is the first maybe well-executed play from the side of XD. It seems that Sin5 has been in complete control of this game thus far. But that little play there kind of shows that there's a light at the end of the tunnel with that kind of play. Here comes up the charge on the Epi. They're going to jump onto Rock Lee, the call down, the Epi. And it is going to be enough for them to take down old man Rock Lee as he pays with his life. And they get that return kill.
Very quickly rotated, reactive playing from Sin5. And XD, I mean, Cloud's, he's about just under 500 gold away from getting his Boots of Travel, if that's the thing what he should be saving up for. Yes, he's linked it up now. Boots of Travel is going up in 400 gold, which isn't too bad, but ooh, I'm just seeing the amount of damage coming out. The pushing power that XD are having to deal with right so early on is really pulling him down, because Tinker, he relies so much on his vision. So having lost almost all your mid tower, all your tier 1 towers, mid tier 1's only one standing, having lost so many towers so early on is really going to hinder Cloud's overall, I say, movability.
Bot lane though, Rock Lee hits the deck again. And you know, you normally generally pick up a cuddle to actually stop the big pushes, the big onslaught of armies that you want to send down at towers, and Coddle just seems so underwhelmed at the moment. Just not enough to actually keep Sin5 at bay.
And that's very true, but also Scarnet has got a Blink Dagger. So as Cloud loses his life in the mid lane, he's definitely going to lose a tower as well. But Scarnet has got a Blink Dagger, so he can very easily close that gap between him and Hullabaloo. It's really not going to be difficult for him at all to close that gap, and once he gets pulled off guard, he's over.
Oh wow, here we go. Fury in a lot of trouble. They get the Burrow Strike off. The Orchid is going to be good, and Fury biting the dust once again. I just want to take a look at the scoreboard really quickly to see our big feeders. Fury sitting at 6 deaths, 0 kills, but 3 assists, and 6 deaths coming out for Rock Lee with 0 assists and 2 kills. So not a lot of input from Rock Lee as much, but they've been getting some really good pickoffs in Sin5.
But I mean, still, it is actually 16.5 minutes in, and Cloud still doesn't have the Boots of Travel that I actually predicted to be 15 minutes in. It's just seemingly the pressure is too much, and the Dark Troll Summoner, the Netty Creep, has been taken.
The Netty Creep.
Got it. The Netty Creep.
I knew it was going to catch. I knew it was going to catch, even if it's to you, but even if it's to you.
It has to. It has to. The meme has to spread somewhere, my friend.
Oh yeah, well mid lane though, Rock Lee gets stunned up by Scarnet. The Sandstorm does come down. Dodo and I trying to see if he can find himself a target, just going to hide out in the trees for the moment. As Sin5 decide not to really go on that.
Well, and Trax on the top lane has got 2 siege creeps in his control. Actually, 3 siege creeps and the neti creep. So they took that tier 2 tower down very quickly. Before there was even much of a rotation, they knew it was gone.
Well, the stun does come out, but there's the Fiend's Grip out onto Rock Lee. The cooldown's been used. Epicenter in the backlines. They destroy Rock Lee. They're trying to find Cloud as well. Throws down March of the Machines. Kotl may go down here. The silence does actually pop him out. And now Scarnet, he's the one under trouble here. Fury trying to get the kill off, but Adestam is there to protect his teammate, but he still goes down as Cloud manages to finishing him off. And Adestam finishes off Fury on the sideline. So that is pretty much all 3 players down for XD. Only Hunter and Cloud surviving through it. I think, did Cloud actually survive that? Or was that just a respawn at the moment? Was that just a respawn? No, well, he got his boots back.
Yeah, he got his boots. He's good.
He's Gucci now.
Yeah, he's good. He's not really worrying too much. Nice double damage rune spawning. But, I mean, those 3 siege creeps is just really... That tier 2 tower just melts way too fast for 18 minutes in, to be honest. Now Rashawn's being pressured. It's going to be really difficult. If Aghanim most probably would take this, as far as I know. Yeah, I think Aghanim will take it. Unless Adestam has got a better idea. If he's going for his Lincoln Sphere, he's going to have it very shortly. I mean, look how quickly they melt the shot down. It's really insane. Huge amounts of damage coming on early on, and you can very easily see why they're leading by 17,000 net worth.
17,000 and like 18 kills as well on top of it.
Yeah, and 18 kills above that, and it's not just because of the kills, it's actually they taking objectives. There's no tier 2 standing for the side of XD, and XD have not taken any, haven't even started damaging a tier 2. There's still 2 tier 1 standing. It's a very tough game for XD, but it's not over as of yet at all, by any means.
But I want to get to top tier analysis over here for a second. You sitting in the XD corner and your team comes to you and says to you, Tyrox, what went wrong? What did I do wrong? How do I fix it? What would you tell your team?
That's such a...
I know.
See, the draft wasn't a bad idea. I mean, you had Coddle, the ability to stop the pushing power. I think the early kills on Dragon Knight has put him in such a backlog that he's not able to do much. I mean, you still have Keeper of the Light. It's still, like I said, not over. You can keep pressuring down. Too much the machines on top of each other is really difficult, even for the high damage up. But Rock Lee on the top lane is as good as dead, and Hunter's put himself in the wrong position. He could go down here. Ooh. He's going to survive there. But back to my point, it's just really difficult for them right now. They do have to stop the high ground, but if the heroes are on respawn and getting caught off in positions that they shouldn't be, then it's really hard for anyone to defend the base when you're so easily caught off guard. And they don't have the position, the vision for it. I just don't think that XD are communicating enough to... I think it is more just, not just communicating, just the early game pressure. Like they wouldn't withstand it.
Well, just to give a little bit of light to XD here, the one player that actually couldn't make it, Levi, was actually their in-game shot caller. So with him not being present, the team is kind of a little bit wayward, especially when you mentioned the communications issue. And I would agree to you, considering that Levi couldn't be part of this game, and that could be the reason why XD is struggling here a little bit, is that they're missing one of the legs of their pentaplet. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm going to make it up because I'm allowed to. Let's just take a look at Hullabaloo go down. Yeah, Nightmare into Burrow Strike. Forced off, not even going to be good enough as he goes down. Scarnet managing to pick up the kill there. So the noose is really tightening around XD here for the moment. 20k net worth lead, 20 kills in the lead. This game is looking ever so faithful for XD. Going into game 2, or what can XD look at doing better?
I mean, it's just purely survivability, but Cloud in the mid lane, he's being harassed big time. Cooldown used, not going to be used, it is over. There's not really much you can do. Bane pays with his life. Rock Lee is getting a double kill. Scarnet dies as well. A buyback from Cloud, to be honest, just to make sure that nothing goes too horribly wrong. And other than that, I think they just disengage. I mean, it was almost 2,000 net worth swing. for XD on its own, just in those 2 heroes taken. So very nicely done. It's the start of something better. But I think game 2, if there was any advice that I could sit in the team speak and tell these guys, listen, the early game is where you could see the pushing power coming out from the side of Sin5, and I think maybe opting for the Sol Ring first was a slight misplay, because you can very easily make up the Sol Ring once you have the Boots of Travel. That's honestly because of the early pushing power that they had. Had they not been so aggressive, then a Sol Ring first would have been a good idea. It would have been a fantastic idea. But then the Boots of Travel, when you are so pressured already, losing your towers, and well done to Sin5 for noticing that. But as soon as you start taking the towers, it makes it so hard for Tinker to safely move around. He will still move around, he will still push the lanes, but he can't do it as confident as he'd like to be.
Something we haven't touched on, and I may be painting this picture of gloom for the side of XD. We have got probably 2 of the greatest high ground defenders in terms of the Tinker and the Coddle. Now, before I continue my train of thought, I'm just having a look here in the top lane as a Fury is going to try and get out of there. The TP is not going to be good enough, and he's going to go down to the rocker, the homing missile from POS1 Aghanim, or just better known as Aghanim. The Aegis does eventually time out from him as well. Not that he needed that much, but my train of thought is right. Well, Coddle, great high ground defender. He's got the Illuminate, clear out the creep waves, can't get much done. You've got the Tinker that can throw down the March of Machines. They can almost defend 2 lanes simultaneously, which might actually be what's going to be happening here, as you have Scarnet and Aghanim here in the top lane. There comes out the Illuminate as well as the Rockets, but look in the bot lane as Dota Die, Trax and Adestam are making easy work here of the tier 3. The Illuminate comes out, they do dodge it, and a Hunter just looking for his opening. So a double-pronged attack happening here from Sin5, really splitting things up here for XD, and really putting them here under the cosh.
Cool, but I mean, having a look at Trax, he's got 4 siege creeps, and I mean, one was taken back from him and was sent away, but now there's a huge amount of damage coming to Rocky in the Elder Dragon form. Could possibly be going down. No, they could catch Aghanim off. He's dead. Nice gold swing. Scarnet is the next in firing line, and he does have his blink in a couple of seconds if they cannot cancel it out. But Rockley, or just Adestam, just doesn't care. He wants that objective.
But he blinks out.
Objective gaming, and he blinks out straight afterwards. After taking the racks, he blinks himself out. That's exactly what they had. It was just I feel positioning. Honestly, XD's positioning could have. I mean, top tier teams. Don't get me wrong. These guys are they're not beginners to the game. It's not their first game. It's not their first showdown. But it is something that I can honestly see is just a little bit of positioning, getting caught off guard, like they are catching Scarnet now. And ooh, Hunter, he just really does not do enough damage right now. It's not. He's struggling, and Cloud is good because Cloud's doing well because he's able to push out the lanes a little bit more and not stand on his high ground and spam March Machines. So there's a little bit of breathing space for him up and around, but as soon as they close that noose back up again, it's going to just tightens it up more and more and more.
If this game did pan out better for XD, what kind of items could we have expected the Tusk to bring out? But before that happens, does Rockley make it out of here? They do try and find him, and no, he does make it out. So yeah, back to my question is, if the game went a little bit better for XD, what kind of item would we have expected on Fury? Is it going to be the Shadow Blade Fury? Is it going to be Yules? I mean, what kind of items is now the meta build for a Tusker?
Well, I think it's more of a situational. If he's playing in this supportive role, he's not really going for the damage out.
Well, hold that thought, because there's a lot of action now coming out here. They're trying to turn their attentions now to Scarnet. We do have Hunter being slept up. A lot of these minions trying to chase down Dota and Die. He has actually have to evacuate. They are managing to hold the top lane of Rex for the moment, but Trax, he's coming in. He gets stunned up. All he wants is the last right click. Give it to him. They're not going to allow it. And XD managing to take down Trax. While that's all happening, Adestam fighting it out in the mid lane. The Lincolns does pop, so the Dragon Tail's not going to be there, but Epicenter, dual man Burrow Strike coming out. Hunter, he eventually goes down as Alistam jumps in there, gets the scream off, but the ball is there. Who is the target that is chosen? And it is going to be good old Scarnet. It's not going to be good enough as he goes down. Buyback comes out from Fury. And now Rockley going to have to get himself out of there. Is it going to be enough? Will that silence be good enough? Not even needed. Alistam jumps in there, lets his lungs loose, and screams him to death. They managed to take down that melee Rex in the top lane. So now two lanes of Rex have been done and dusted, as they just want to make sure that they finish out the side of XD as they now destroy Cloud. And that is it. GG has been called. For the side of XD, and Sin5 take game number 1 in a 28-minute game with a 32-8 kill count.
Very well played from Sin5. You have to give it to them. They deserve the victory, but they played that almost perfectly. They had such a good start off. They had so many kills on Hunter himself. They caught them off guard so many times that just, I mean, by the 7-minute mark, just the backlog, the deficit that they were under was just way too much. It just exponentially grew and grew and grew. And within 27 minutes, 29,000 net worth lead on its own just says a lot. I mean, DK didn't have much for himself. Tinker struggling to get his boots of travel. Albeit he got it 17, 18 minutes in. By that time, tier 1s were all gone. They were starting to pressure tier 2s. Chain did a very good job with getting mostly siege creeps and an eddy creep, and it was just all he needed. They knew that their objective was to take the towers down, slow down Tinker, get him into an uncomfortable space, and that's honestly I don't think that it was all Tinker to blame. There was a lot of catching off players off of position. DK went down more times than he should have. Scarnet just had an absolutely amazing rotating time. Hullabaloo really did as much as he could. I had also honorable mention. Hullabaloo did as much work as he could. He eliminated as much as he could. He really did as much as he could to save his cause. It's just unfortunately the damage and the rotations from Sin5 was enough.
Well, that is going to be the wrap-up for Game 1. For those of you in-game, we're going to look at the stream really quickly as the lobby is probably up for Game number 2. So we'll see you in Game number 2 very shortly. Otherwise, I am Jabba, joined by Tarox. We'll see you very soon. Right, and for those of you that decided to stick around for the stream, just having a quick look at the scoreboard just to see the devastation that took place. Alistam with a whopping 12-0. With a big 20k net worth, where the rest of XD didn't even break the 10k mark. Anything else that stands out to us? I don't think too much really. So what I want to do is before things do continue, let's jump into the next lobby. We will be back with you guys very soon. For now, ciao ciao. evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. We're back. Game number 2, Sin5 versus XD. Game 1 was a devastating start for XD, where they walked away the losers, as Sin5 walked away in a 28-minute game. Did rather well, got a big couple of kills off XD. But nonetheless, this is the VS Gaming Masters Division, and these are the top tier teams in SA currently. So previously we started the cast a little bit late. This time I started a little bit earlier because these boys have really got an agenda and are really flying through the bands. Why don't you take it away this time around, Ty?
Well, thanks, man. Thanks. Sin5 ban out the Naga and the Bane. They actually picked up the Bane, if I'm not mistaken, in the last game. Regardless.
They did. Dota and Die. Dota and Die had him.
Dota and Die. And they banned out the hero that was so efficient in initiating so many early ganks. XD ban out the Gyrocopter, which I do think might be a little bit more of a respect ban, and they banned out the Ancient Apparition. Very good hero, very effective disruptor being banned out from Sin5. Very versatile hero, also very good at catching these heroes on the back foot, bringing them back into the fight, and then essentially eating them up. XD, ban out Huskar. I like the Huskar ban. I mean, it's more of a generalized ban than a respect ban towards anyone.
No. It's a big pickup for Sin5. I have seen,
yes.
Dota and Die. I had an opportunity to go down to the Free State to watch these guys actually play, and they constantly ran a Dazzle Huskar constantly. Dota and Die plays a very, very scary Huskar, so I assume that's pretty much the reason why.
Oh well, then definitely so. A respect ban coming out, but Dark Willow and Razor picked up by Sin5. Very nice combo. Dark Willow recently was brought into light in my eyes, and I really like the effectiveness, early effectiveness, and damage output is just unbelievable. Played right, Dark Willow is scary to deal with. Razor being picked up as well now, this throws me into a bit of a 24, which who's going to be in the mid lane? Most probably would be Razor and Dark Willow safe lane, but XD, they picked themselves up a Witch Doctor and the Omni Knight. Very, very much love these two heroes. Witch Doctor is so effective. Just nice team fight, all-round support ability. Just some heals. You can have that paralyzing cask is a pain to deal with if there's no creeps to block it. And Omni Knight, we all know what Omni Knight's capable of. I don't really need to explain much more because these guys are just not giving me a moment. Terror Blade and Faces Void banner by Sin5, very strong core heroes. XD ban out the Tinker as well as the DK, which I don't think they had. I don't think DK would have been picked up by Sin5 anyway, considering how the previous game turned out. But they did pick up a Viper. Sin5 pick up a Lich. I have not seen a Lich being played in a while. Very strong hero, very good for team fight. And although Sin5 don't have that much of a centralized team fight lineup in their draft so far, XD also, I think there's going to be a little more damage coming out from XD and a little bit more survivability, considering that you've got the heals from the Witch Doctor, you've got 90% of Omni Knight's abilities to assist Viper. So I really like the survivability approach XD has chosen in this round.
Well, I mean, we did speak about the Dark Willow a little bit earlier. I want to jump back to it really quickly. I have been devastated and my eyes been open very wide about the amount of damage that Dark Willow does. Like you said, it has thrown you for a 24. I've never actually heard that expression, but I kind of like it. So I'm going to use it. It's thrown me for a 24 as well, because generally you see the Razor heading up into the mid lane. That kind of counters out the OD. If XD wanted to pick it up, they managed to instead go for the Viper this time around, where it was banned out in the previous game. So our eyes at the moment are currently looking at Dark Willow to really see what lane she sits in. But this time around, XD managed to pick up the Sand King. Scarnet played it in the previous game. So a little bit of a different draft for both teams. We're going to see which way it leans and who it favors a little bit more. So far, the damage coming out is looking a little bit more favorable here for Viper. And the question is, do they have enough to deal with the Viper currently?
I mean, Viper has seen a change in his pure ability usages. So he's still very effective. He's still very tanky. He still does a lot of damage. I just feel that he's catch up. So having a disruptor with XD's lineup right now, maybe swapping out the Witch Doctor or maybe the Sand King would have been a good idea. But Witch Doctor Sand King is a potent old school combo that we've all seen being played against us, and we've all played as it, and that is a 50-50 chance that Phantom Lancer will work out. Very easily stopped. There's so much that can just counter all these early illusions. It's a very risky pick from Sinister, but if played well, if they get the advantage they did in game one, I really can see Phantom Lancer being a massive problem.
So now it puts into question is what do they use to actually counter the PL? And my first go-to would have been the Sven, but that's been banned out by Sin5. So Cleave is going to be a little bit of an issue here, or a lot of AoE for XD is going to be a bit of an issue to try and deal with that PL. So they kind of hedging all their bets at the moment between the PL and the Razor. Beastmaster is going to be pretty much there for setup. Dark Willow with the Bramble Maze is going to assist with that as well. The Repel is going to be useless against that Primal Roar from the Beastmaster. So XD kind of feeling like they got caught a little bit with the pants down with the picks that they've gotten so far. Sinister 5 has got a pretty decent, well-rounded team. What could XD take to actually round this out, to actually turn it into a winning draft? Maybe a Medusa to deal with the PL, but that's super late game. I don't know if it's...
I think a Medusa is a good pickup, and it is again, okay, it throws you into 24 once again, because it is an either-or. It either is going to help you, it is going to help you win the game, or it's just going to add another nail to the coffin. It's a really risky pickup. But they do take... Oh, that's going to be nice to deal with the illusions. It's going to be a little bit difficult early on, but as soon as Cloud gets those multiple bangerangs just flying around, just really tearing...
Bangerangs.
We've seen them... Yeah, bangerangs.
You know what?
We need to start. Have you ever seen a Luna eat standing on the high ground and just chow 3 towers at the same time? It's a tower and racks. It's crazy.
Listen, I want to come up with a business proposal between you and I. I want to go into competition against the Oxford Dictionary and call it the Steam Dictionary of Dota, because all these terms that we are coming up with need to be dubbed and owned and patented and registered under our names. I don't know what should we call it? The Jabata.
We'll call it the
Jubrocks. Yeah, I like the Jubrocks.
The Jubrocks.
Because it still makes me sound like I'm rocking. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right, so enough of our sideline banter. We're about to get into game number 2 of Sinister 5 versus XD. This is going to be a VS Masters Division game. Things are big time on the line here for XD. They're not playing with their full complement of players. They are playing with a standing. Rockley is going to be the stand-in for the team. Unfortunately, Levi couldn't make it, and going to put their team at a little bit of a disadvantage at the moment, as he was the shot caller. But nonetheless, let us begin. The game is underway, as this time around it is going to be Sin5 on the Radiant.
I will start off the introductions for Sin5. First off, we've got Dota and Die on that Dark Willow. Caitlin, shout out to you. We've got Lich, played by Trax. We have got Scarnet on the Beastmaster, looking to be taking that off lane, and the well-dressed Adestam on the Razor there in the bottom lane.
Well-dressed. Okay, all right. This deserves a little bit of a showcase mode.
I mean,
all right. When you get a shout out like that, we got to showcase the side a little bit.
Yeah,
so
showcase. Adestam
he looks pretty good.
Friend.
He looks pretty good.
I mean, considering that the bucket head that costs like 3,000 rand is being outplayed by a nice, decent set like that, I really like it. I have to compliment something like that.
Right, and let me do the honors here of XD once again. Looking at our attention here in the mid lane, we got Hullabaloo going to be playing our Sand King. Just behind him, going to be Rock Lee on the Omni Knight. In the mid lane, Hunter going to try and block out the creeps. So a little bit of a player reversal happening over here, as Cloud is going to be playing the Luna in the off lane. And last but not least, it is going to be Fury playing the Witch Doctor. I think it also deserves to have a look at the Luna, because she also looks pretty damn fine.
That is actually also not bad at all. That mount is...
It looks like an
unique.
avatar mount.
It does actually look like an avatar mount. A reef kite. That's very interesting. Very nice setup. I mean, the skins galore for almost everyone in the lineup right now. But I like seeing how these lanes are going to converge. It actually is interesting.
It's not static. I mean, these players look like they are very universal in the positions that they play. This time around, they've got Aghanims with Trax in the mid lane, so it's going to be a dual lane up against Hunter, and he's going to be playing the mid out on the Viper. Having a look in the top lane, it's going to be a 1v1 with Rock Lee versus Scarnet. So the tri lane is going to be sitting in the bot lane. This is where things are going to get super interesting for both teams. So let's keep a lookout in the bot lane. But I take that back. It's not going to be a try versus try, because the Lich is actually assisting the PL in the mid. So it's going to be a 2v3 lane here in the bottom lane.
Oh, but I mean, Trax, I think the early... Okay, Frost Blast taken first. They didn't opt for the Ice Armor. Really good. Ice Armor is very good in the early on. Specifically because PL is going to be taking that mid lane against Viper, who's got the range advantage. It's going to be, I don't know, maybe the Ice Armor, I would have taken Ice Armor and then taken Sacrifice, because Sacrifice is, I mean, that's one thing that every Lich player knows, is Sacrifice is so good for getting your XP up and also just denying XP for your counterpart. But Scarnet on the top lane, he's going to go up against Rock Lee. He's not really going to look like doesn't look like he's going to have much of a contest at this point in time. Scarnet can just keep throwing up his wild axes. He didn't bring any more mana, so he might have to rotate a bit back and forth or wait for his next item.
Well, he has got the Quellion Blade queued up. I see a lot of Beastmasters actually opting for the bottle, considering that you're pretty much surrounded by, say, 2 bounty ruins and the mid rune, if you should choose to go for it. But let's keep our attention down the bot lane. Alistair may actually go down here, dodging his... working through the bramble maze, and now we may lose good old Hullabaloo. Getting a couple of right clicks. Can Dota and Die close the gap? They're going to actually use the Bow Strike to get out of there, as Cloud does throw down that beam just to stun out Dota and Die, enough for the SK to survive.
Well, Dota and Die action doesn't... He goes full... I mean, mid laners, I mean, from the one time that I've seen Dark Willow being played in the mid lane, they actually opt for the Shadow Realm first, and then Bramble Maze later on. Get a point in Shadow Realm first, because that's where the huge damage comes out. And opting not to take that, this obviously because Dota Die is not going to be playing that core role. He's going to be more the supportive. The Bedlam is going to do a lot of damage. Terrorize is going to be very effective disrupting team fights, especially considering this the Sand King is going to want to get up close and personal with that epicenter. It's going to be, I think it's going to be coming down to a lot of good timings. But Aghanim and Hunter in the mid lane. Actually, Hunter not doing so well in terms of losses. It does look like Aghanim is leading it comfortably.
He's actually doing really well. I mean, here we go. Aghanim deciding to actually put the charge on. Hunter could actually be first blood. Yeah, it is. And a beautiful rotation coming out from the Lich, slowing him down enough as Aghanim is able to put the nail in the coffin, sending him to bed. And that is going to be all she wrote. In the meantime, bot lane, Dota now picking up the kill onto Cloud. Can Hullabaloo get it out? And no, double kill for the Dark Willow. Did we get it wrong? And Dota and Die is position 1? And Adistam is playing support? Could it be?
That is true. Then I think we've all been taken for a fool. No, Adistam actually, no, he's got the Brutus speed, he's got the slippers.
No, I know, but I mean, considering that the Dark Willow is the one picking up the kills, and Adistam is the one that's just being assisting here.
No, definitely. It is a very trolly possibility, considering how much damage Dark Willow does in 80. So, Scarnet also not doing too bad. Rock Lee on his flip of the coin is almost got his soul ring. No, ooh, slapping away at each other in this lane, and top lane is just literally a brawl, a full-on 1v1 brawl. And mid lane also looking a little bit better, but bottom lane, ooh.
Oh, he gets that invis off, but now Adistam rocks up to the party. Cloud taking quite a bit of damage there from the Bramble Maze. He's going to go down as well. One more right click. It's not going to be good enough. Hullabaloo comes in to save the day. I thought that was going to be one dead Cloud. as Adestam is trying to represent the Thunderclouds. He does bring down the SK. Is there going to be enough right clicks to bring him down? It is. Adestam actually maximizing that plasma field as he runs away to increase that damage, and taking 2 kills down in the in the bot lane. But the mid lane, then we do lose Hunter again to position 1, Aghanim.
I mean, really strong plays coming out from both sides. I just feel
Who
that
should win the lane? Sorry to interrupt. But while we just saw that kill in the mid lane, who should win the mid lane between a Viper and a PL?
I think the Viper should be winning. I mean, considering that the PL doesn't have his illusions yet, he doesn't have, besides Doppelganger, he doesn't have a lot in terms of escapability. So you can put, Hunter can put the pressure on, he can commit. He can commit a couple of these poison attacks and not really have to worry too much. But innately, range does have an advantage over the melee heroes in the mid lane.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on mid lane, popping our heads back into the bot lane. Dodo and I is doing quite a bit of damage here. I mean, he does throw out that big nuke right clicker, and it puts on quite a bit of damage there onto the SK. He's actually had to resort himself into almost the jungle, maybe even back to base. But now, Fury in a little bit of trouble. Dodo and I almost gets the nuke off, not enough to actually bring him down. And now they're trying to turn it around. The Melodict is out into Adestam. Going to tick away, but he's pretty tanky at the moment, and he's not worried. The Ice Armor comes out, keeping him alive as well. So Sin5 not relenting this constant pressure that they put them under. Bramble Maids is going to catch out. Fury is going to be enough. The SK is going to TP in. The Lucent Beam going to keep Dodo and I at bay for the moment. And the 3 players here from XD may look at turning it around. Dodo and Dark could be in a little bit of trouble. They're trying to push it out. Adestam comes in, takes down the Witch Doctor. And now Dodo and Dark needs to get himself out of there. Hullabaloo does have the bow strike, but there's the link. We do have good old Dark Willow trying to put on pressure. Well, that's all happening in the mid lane. Hunter does go down again. Big problems here for the mid lane.
I mean, that's really well done, considering that Atrax just casually walked up and put one little Frost Blast and a couple of right clicks into Viper. I don't know why Hunt's playing so cautiously. I think it might be a little bit of jitters from the game 1, but he's unfortunately really passive in this game, and he does have the early advantage. As soon as I say Phantom Lancer is level 6 already, he's going to start losing a lot of control on this mid lane.
Yeah, that's it's a bit of a big problem when your offlaner or slash Omni-Knight single man or solo safe laner is sitting third on your net worth charts, when your mid, safe and off lane, all 3 players here for the side of Sin5 are doing really well in terms of net worth. So now they do get another kill here in the bot lane. The Luna does go down. Adestam does pop out the ulti. There comes a plasma field. Fury, he doesn't decide to actually chase it out. Adestam decides to turn back. TP's coming in here. Hullabaloo. Luna, can they get a good rotation coming out? Hullabaloo gets the double burrow strike off. Lucid Beam's coming out. Now the Witch rocks up to the party. Slows down Hullabaloo. They lose the Witch Doctor. They lose the SK. And Sin5 playing absolutely like men possessed. They might even not be done. They might not even be done.
Don't die. Could actually play with his life here. He doesn't have mana for Shadow Realm, and he gets melted down. Trax is the next one, but he does have Ice Armor. That could slow things down and put a little bit of pressure, and could force out a good rotation. But in the mid lane, Fury is going to be good. He's down. And now rotation from Rock Lee and Cloud to try and get a counter kill. But Aghanim knows what's happening. He's going to go Trax. Relaxing, not really taking too much worries.
Easy TP out.
Yeah, easy TP. Very easy TP, very comfortable. It looks, I mean, Sin5 are looking very comfortable at this point in time. I do think XD are being proactive when looking for these kills, and they could catch Scarnet off here. Oh, he does TP. They're not going to be able to stop him. That's that lockdown they needed. It's just not there right now.
Well, they've got a little bit of work that they need to do here. Sitting 14-2 after the, or just sub 10 minute mark. XD finds himself in a similar position as game number 1.
It is looking very much like a repeat of game 1, but it's really, it is difficult. because they need to start fighting as more than one per 1v1. I mean, you need Sand King there. He needs to have the Burrow Strike, because otherwise, you're just going to keep having TPs out.
Well, I do hear the Chain Frost coming out. Just trying to slow down Hunter. Aghanim's going to try and close the gap. Does have the charge. Rockley doesn't rock up in time. And does put the repel on himself. He's going to try and do some work here. The stun does come out. They're going to be able to pick up the kill here on the ledge. They're going to try and chase down Aghanim now as well. Rockley got that degen aura. The TP. Is it going to be good enough? But it's not, because Fury's there with the coconut. Throws that off. The Maledict. Is it going to be enough to bring him down? And there's the new kill coming out from Rockley. So they do manage to bring down that well-needed kill on Aghanim's, getting themselves an extra 482 gold, and slowly trying to claw themselves back into the game.
Very nicely done. Dire XD. They're not doing too dire at this point in time. They do still show that they have a glimmer of power and a glimmer of fight left in them. Cloud is not... He's not having a bad game. He does have 2 points up in glaives. He prioritizes glaives. Normally you see a standard build for Luna would be getting 1 point in glaives, getting Lunar Blessing and Lucent Beam up, and then once you hit 6 the Eclipse. But another tower might be going down.
Raw beam popped out. There's the repel. They're trying to do some damage to Cloud. Trying to get the nuke off onto him. The Lucent Beam comes out from Cloud. He's trying to get away. Scarnet throws out the axes. Doesn't actually connect. Burrow Strike going to be good. Catching out Scarnet. They do lose Dota and Die though. And now the right clicks are going to be good enough. Cloud picking up the kill into Scarnet. And that is going to be a decent trade coming out for XD as they get themselves a 1,400 net worth gold exchange in their favor. So things are looking a little bit better for them, and not shying away from fights where in the previous game it seemed like even when they weren't shying away from fights, it was going really bad for them.
I mean, not at all. It's just looks honestly like XD have got a lot more fights in them, but Hullabaloo really very nicely. I mean, I think this is, if you can stop Aghanim from the just pure advantage he has, but they could lose a courier. That was unfortunate. Just not.
Well, I actually didn't miss the courier kill. I did see good old Mr. SK in a little bit of troubles there. That did have Aghanim knocking on his door as he just went sandstorm and got himself out. I like to see a little bit of better warding coming out from XD. This time around the vision's a little bit better for them, but now the call is to go and take down the big golem in the center of the map, and they're looking to get that Aegis up onto Adestam. And now the next portal call here for the side of Sin5, keep pushing down mid lane. Is that the call?
I just love the, again, as we spoke last time we were in the arena together. We were asked how to beat WRG. Now that is never a given. It's never a given answer, but reactive play. As soon as Sin5 see that they slowly starting to lose their advantage, they take Roshan and they get another advantage. XD now sitting at a disadvantage because they don't have the Aegis to their advantage. Adestam has got the Aegis. He can be as aggressive as he wants to be for now. He does also have a Yule Scepter, so he can strut his stuff right now.
I have a good question. I think I have a decent question here. If you get Maledicted out and you use yourself, does it debuff the Maledict?
The Maledict?
The Maledict, yeah. Does the Yules debuff Maledict?
No. It does if it procs. If it ticks on the time while he's still up, it won't do the damage.
Oh, they're going to lose this ancient stack here. XD, a nice chunk of gold going in favor of the boys of Sin5, and that is going to hurt them a little bit, as they were hoping to actually excel the farm here of Cloud, and he's resorted in jungling in the Radiance jungle.
Yeah, it's back to the Maledict point. It cannot be dispelled, so it won't remove the Maledict, but if it does tick, because there's a tick timer between the damage lost, the tick timer is what you could dodge that once.
So you can dodge the 1 point of that one dot.
Yeah, that burst damage of loss that you can dodge. So if you might just be dying, and you've got that last little bit. You have a Yule Scepter, you could use it to your advantage and you could survive. But it won't disable Maledict completely.
Well, it looks like the rotations come in. They want to defend this bottom tier 1 Adderstam. Sticks his car into Saburu mode and is trying to chase down a Cloud. But the rest of XD is in the vicinity. And this could be turning into quite a decent team fight. So let's just hold our thumbs here, because this is going to be really interesting. We've now got the Eclipse is not online. Cloud has not opted to actually upgrade the ulti, but here we go. Bramble Maze is down. There comes out the Chain Frost. Big plasma field coming out from Adderstam, picking up the kill onto Fury. Now in the backlines, that beautiful Lich ulti catching on 2. Fury being used out by Dodo and Die. Can they catch the kill to the SK? They do. Dodo and Die brings him down. Cloud and Hunter getting themselves out of this absolute war-driven zone in the bot lane. And Sin5 looking really good, looking at maybe even taking down a tier 2 here. Still got Aegis online. The static link stack is now down, but still got more than enough damage to deal with this tier 2.
I mean, we've got the Diffusal Blade up on Aghanim. He's going to be taking the last tier 2 standing. Yeah, last tier 2 available. They're busy taking it. They can now start looking at high ground. Heroes are split up for XD. I do think that the fact that they don't have their IGL is really showing providence here.
Well, the stun does come out here quickly from the Witch Doctor trying to slow down Aghanim. The link is in onto Rock Lee. Barrow Strike going to keep Adderstam at bay for the moment. Hunter trying to throw down his break, and a couple of the right clicks coming down onto the tier 3. XD are just tickling the side of Sin5 at the moment. Just can't get enough done. Maledict out onto Adderstam. He does still have the Aegis up. And that Bramble Maze is going to be good. Dodo and Die picking himself up another kill. Epicenter going to be used out. Double kill coming out for Dodo and Die. They lose Dodo and Die eventually. And now Adderstam is looking to clean out. He's taken down the SK, taken down Rock Lee. The bounce could actually be a bit of a problem here. Trax is going to try and tank up the tower here for Adderstam. And that is going to be good enough to get them their first lane of racks for the side of Sin5. And the question is, where do they go from here? Could they just go straight to mid lane? Force a couple of buybacks, perhaps.
I think it is possible. No, the respawn time is not that bad. They could lose one more tower before everyone's back up. Oh, they could easily take the next set of racks. They might have to buy back if they lose this next engagement, but I don't think it's. They're going to fall back.
Well, during that team fight, we did get the level up from the Luna. She was able to get her ulti. The Raw comes out, but there's the Chain Frost doing some decent work between Rock, Lee, and Hunter. The Repel eventually does come out, not taking damage, but still causes a bounce. And now they're going to lose Adderstam. Potentially, the Yules is there. Does still have Aegis, hasn't brought him down. Coconut's going to be good enough, though. And this may very well be the option here to turn. Or is it? They do have now a Centaur coming into play. They take down the Witch with the Stompery Stomper. Rock Lee, he's in a little bit of pressure now, getting right click down here by Adderstam. And Cloud trying to deal with the Lich, can't bring down the Lich. Buybacks coming out from the SK as well as Fury. And yeah, here we go. The slow siege of that mid lane. They did take down the tier 3. They have smoked up. I really like this kind of play when teams do this. Is after a big engagement, they disengage, smoke up, come back in. But now Dorian Da actually misses out the Maledict, but there's going to be the Death Ward. Not going to be good enough though, as the Fear is going to actually cancel it. SK trying to get himself out of there, and the miss coming in from Dodo and Die. That's going to hurt, but don't worry, because Scarnet is there to finish it out with the Whirling Axes. And that is a dieback, ladies and gents, done for the next 26 seconds, as they are being punished rather badly here. 21k net worth advantage in favor of Sin5, sitting 27 and 8 at the sub 20 minute mark. And the pressure is coming on here as they look at pushing in those illusions. I can pretty much just send those illusions onto the heroes and let Aghanim's right click down this Rax. Lance comes out, build from the Razor. And Diffusal out into Rock Lee. There's the Primal Roar. No more heal, but beautiful Chain Frost coming out. Bounces onto the dead body of Rock Lee. The Eclipse not doing much as Luna Cloud bites the dust. And that is 2 lanes of Rex down in a matter of minutes. And that is it. XD tap out as Sin5 take game number 2 to get themselves a couple of well-deserved points for the VS Gaming Masters division. Super unfortunate that XD didn't have their full roster. It is unfortunate, and Rock Lee had to jump in. Hadn't had his hand at competitive Dota for about a month or two, but still, regardless, they put up a valiant effort. But Sin5 coming out with the boys on top,
and deservedly so. I really like how Sin5. There was a lot more potential in Game 2 for XD to make something out of it. Although Sinister had a slower start, they still had a very good starting laning phase. Their rotations weren't as aggressive as in Game 1, which I think XD were planning for with their lineup. But they just, again, unfortunately, XD were caught off at just, unfortunately, just the wrong places. And I think it is attributed to the fact that the IGL is not there, which we did say earlier, he wasn't able to make it, and it did look like it was the cause of Game 1, and it might be a large percentage of the cause of Game 2 going towards Sin5. We have seen XD play at a lot stronger pace than this, and a lot more organized is the word I'm trying to say. Very loosely, both teams very well deserved win for Sin5, but very well played from XD.
Well, there you have it. I think we're going to wrap it up there. For those of you that are still hanging around in the client, we thank you for just spending some time with us, chatting with us, or at least just listening to our voices, because that's what we have to offer. And don't forget, the Jabba Rocks Dictionary of Dota will be on sale pretty soon. Don't forget, Volume 1 is going to be talking about the Netty Chetties. Alright, enough of that. So, ladies and gents, without further ado, we're going to say good night to you. Hopefully we can get some more games coming up in the following weeks. If not, I hope to see you at some local LAN events happening pretty soon. So, from myself, Jabba, and Tyrox, you are more than welcome to follow us on social media. You know the common platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I am at Jabba Gaming on all of the platforms. Ty?
At Tyrox ZA, it's plain and simple.
Easy peasy.
Keep it easy.
Lemon squeezy. Boom! There's another one. Right, so ladies and gents, from ourselves, good night and God bless.